Jamin prefix A43 is to be added before your name. Dhwani, Grishma, Mansi, Sajid, Jay has not been given a roll number. Just give me a second. From our main textbook, that is VK Pachgare. Okay. And I already mentioned that the statements that have been given in these slides are with respect to author. If you compare it with other authors, there might be a slight variation. So we don't have to bother about that particular aspect. Right. So in the last session, we had just discussed about the basics in terms of two aspects. One is utility computing. That is, when we talk about cloud computing, the main idea behind that is to provide computing as a service. What computing? That differs. किस टाइप का computing देना है वो अलग अलग types के हैं. But the main idea behind this particular topic is that we need to provide services of computing. It might be hardware services, it might be software services, it might be platform development, that is development services, or any other services, network services, anything that is possible. Okay. Secondly, we looked at the diffused view of the cloud computing, wherein we gave a statement from the user's perception. Okay. That the requirement when we say cloud computing is this, that I do not care where my servers are. Okay, so I am not bothered about hardware, because when I say server, in general, we talk about hardware. Okay, we have already defined that there can be server, which is basically a software. Yes, so we have defined client and server as two types, hardware as well as software. So when we say this, we are talking about basically the hardware aspect. Okay, who manages them? So I'm not bothered who is managing them, whether they are being managed by Microsoft, Google, Facebook, whoever they are. Okay, where my documents are stored. So I'm not bothered about the location also, and where my applications are hosted, whether they are hosted on a Linux machine, whether they are hosted on a virtual machine, whether they are hosted on a Microsoft machine. I'm not bothered about that. Okay, nothing I'm bothered about. What I am bothered about is the next line. That is, I just want them available. Okay, and access them from any device that is connected through internet. Now we are using this term any device. So when I say any device, my computer, that is laptop, my desktop, my mainframes, my mobile phones, everything becomes part of it. So any entity that is capable of connecting to internet, I should be able to use it. Okay, my tablets, whatever form of device I say. And this third point, I had mentioned that this comes into picture when we talk about organizations. So basically, the same service that we are getting free will be available to the organizations on paid basis with some additional features. This is the idea. Okay, I'll just skip to this very fast so that and how can we define whether the service that we are providing is subscription oriented or utility oriented is by answering three questions. Okay, first is whether they are accessible through browsers or APIs. If the answer to them is yes, then probably these services are utility services and can be classified as cloud computing services if we incur almost zero cost. Okay, yesterday I had mentioned when we say zero cost, actually whenever we use anything with respect to internet, it is not free. We have to incur some cost, but because we are incurring it in terms of only the payment for internet and not the service, we assume that the service is free. Okay, but if that is so, probably it is a cloud computing service. And the last one was, if you pay only for what you use, then probably that again could be a cloud computing service. Now I'm using a word probably. Okay, it is not mandatory that it will be. It might be a different service also. Okay, right? Say for example, today we have a concept of lease. Yes, आज मुझे लैपटॉप चाहिए तो मैं खुद का लैपटॉप नहीं खरीद के कंप्यूटर वेंडर से उसको लीज पे ले सकता हूँ. तो 6 महीने के लिए लैपटॉप मेरे पास रहेगा, उसके बाद मैं उसको रिफंड कर दूंगा. Yes, so these kind of facilities are available today. Same is for printer also available. So all these provisions are available. अब जैसे मैंने, अगर हम लास्ट स्टेटमेंट को देखते हैं, you only pay for what you are using, तो मैंने वहां से लैपटॉप लिया और मैं उसका पेमेंट कर रहा हूँ, but that is not a part of cloud computing aspect. Okay, that is why I am saying probably. Okay, okay. Moving ahead, we had mentioned that the cloud term was basically defined by for telecommunication industry. Okay, and it was not for the computing industry, but then later on it started being used into computing industry also. Okay, now comes the scenario of everything as a service. Yeah, I am doing the screen share. Okay. I forgot. Is the screen visible? Okay, so the basic fundamental that today we are looking at is everything as a service. And for that everything, if you remember in the last session I had mentioned the term X or the letter X. So when we define this, when we say everything as a service, we are talking about, or we define it as XaaS. Okay, where X stands for everything. Okay, so now this definition has come from multiple sources. So if you look for cloud computing's definition, you will get confused because every author, every organization has given a different definition. Okay, NIST, which is National Institute of Standards and Technology, it has given one definition. I am reading it for you, and then another definition is given by Gartner. Now Gartner is one of the topmost management surveyors, and they survey of almost all organizations and then come up with a statistical statements. Okay, so it is a reputed entity in terms of management. So we have shown here definitions from two perceptions. One is technology and second is from the management angle. Okay, so Gartner's definition is from management angle while NIST is from the technical angle. Okay, and what it is saying is, you can see the first statement, cloud computing is a model, okay, for enabling ubiquitous. When we say ubiquitous, present everywhere, that is the idea. Okay, convenient, on demand network access, on demand when I need. Okay, to a shared pool of configurable computing resources. Now with respect to shared pool, what I have written is, or what I have given in bracket is virtualized. Okay, now in the last session also we defined, or we mentioned that when we say virtualization, it does not actually mean that things are not present. The idea behind virtualization is what? Things are present, but its location might not be known to us. That's the idea behind the virtualization. Virtualization का मतलब in general अगर हम definition, dictionary definition देखते हैं virtual का, तो उसका मतलब क्या है? Something that is not present. ऐसा कुछ आता है, isn't it? So my thought, I cannot touch it, but it is present. So virtually present. Okay. But in our case here, virtual does not mean कि जो चीज existing नहीं है वो, ऐसा नहीं है. Existing है, लेकिन उसका लोकेशन, उसका पाथ हमको पता नहीं है. दैट इज व्हाट वी मीन बाय वर्चुअलाइजेशन. सेकेंडली, इन दिस केस वर्चुअलाइजेशन आल्सो मीन्स एब्स्ट्रैक्शन. ओके, एब्स्ट्रैक्शन का मतलब मैंने जैसा कहा कि ये लैपटॉप अगर मैं यूज कर रहा हूं तो मुझे पता है कि मैं युबंतु का मशीन यूज कर रहा हूं. लेकिन अगर मैं जीमेल की सर्विस यूज कर रहा हूं या फेसबुक की सर्विस यूज कर रहा हूं तो मुझे ये पता है कि जीमेल का जो सॉफ्टवेयर है वो विंडोज पे होस्टेड है, मैक पे होस्टेड है, या स्टैक ओवरफ्लो पे है, या किसी और चीज पे है, ऐसा मुझे पता है, या क्वांटिकी ओएस पे, ऐसा मुझे पता नहीं है. सो दैट एब्स्ट्रैक्शन इज कॉल्ड वर्चुअलाइजेशन. ओके, एंड दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट. एक्सेस टू शेयर्ड पूल. why this is becoming important? शेयर्ड पूल क्यों? क्योंकि एक बंदा नहीं, एक से ज्यादा बंदे उसको यूज कर रहे हैं. ओके, एक से ज्यादा बंदे. so there is no ownership concept over here. Even if the ownership concept is there, it is compartmentalized. Okay, when I say compartmentalized, इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि some portion of that particular entity would be having some ownership, not the entire entity. Okay, we'll be discussing this in detail when we talk about the characteristics of cloud and other aspects of clouds. Okay, now we are saying is configurable. Okay, and second we are saying that can be rapidly provisioned and released. प्रोविजन मतलब जब चाहिए तब मुझे मिल जाने चाहिए, जितनी मात्रा में चाहिए उतनी मात्रा में मुझे मिल जाने चाहिए. और रिलीज मतलब जब मुझे नहीं चाहिए तो मैं उसको वापस डिस्कार्ड भी कर सकूं. A simple example to understand this is also known as elasticity. The another term for this is elasticity. Okay, किस तरह से मेरी 15 GB की हार्ड डिस्क रैम फुल, सॉरी नॉट रैम, ड्राइव स्पेस फुल हो गई. ओके, तब 15 GB की जगह मुझे 25 GB करनी है. तो क्या करना है? I am supposed to pay and I will be getting that 10 GB additional. Yes, if I don't want this additional now, I am supposed to inform that I don't want, so I will be back to my 15 GB again. Okay, this is what we say. जब चाहिए तब हमको मिल जाना चाहिए और जब नहीं चाहिए तब हम उसको रिलीज कर देने चाहिए. Okay, and with minimal management efforts. This is important. I should not be doing lot of configurations. By doing some singles or simple clicks, I should be able to take care of it. Okay, and or service provider interaction. मतलब जीमेल अगर मुझे सर्विस प्रोवाइड कर रहा है मेलिंग की, तो जीमेल तो मुझे सिर्फ एक मेल में मेरा काम खत्म हो जाना चाहिए या एक फॉर्म में मेरा काम खत्म हो जाना चाहिए. आई शुड नॉट follow up with Gmail again and again and again. This is the idea behind this technical definition. Okay, now if you try to understand, you can see here the term network is coming into picture. You can see here the term ubiquitous is coming into picture. Okay, you can see here the term shared pool. Okay, configurable and rapid provision and release. So almost all these terms we are now using and we are working with it, isn't it? ये हम लोग हमेशा भी डे टू डे लाइफ में हम ये काम कर रहे हैं. ओके, द सेकेंड डेफिनेशन विच इज एज पर गार्टनर is cloud computing is a style of computing. Okay, where massively scalable IT related capabilities are provided as a service across the internet to, you can see the term, multiple external customers. Shared pool, multiple external customers. Yes, क्यों शेयर्ड है? ये लैपटॉप मैं खुद ही अकेला ही यूज कर रहा हूँ, nobody is using this. लेकिन मेरे घर के मशीन पे अगर 3 लॉगिन्स बने हुए हैं, मेरा, मेरे फादर का और मेरी सिस्टर का, तो देन that resource becomes a shared pool. जब जो बैठेगा उसको वो एक्सेस मिलने वाला है. ओके, एट एनी गिवन मोमेंट ऑफ टाइम टू ओनली वन. इन दिस केस एट एनी गिवन मोमेंट ऑफ टाइम टू all. Okay, that is the difference, right? So these are certain as I mentioned, there are a lot of definitions and the definitions actually come from the characteristics of cloud. Okay, so these are the two definitions. Then have a look at era of computing. What happened in terms of computing? Okay, if I talk in terms of era of computing, the first was era which started in around 1960, and that was called as mainframes. Okay, now what is the difference between the systems that we are using today and the systems that were in the mainframes? Any idea? We are not going to details of this, all this, but just a thought process. The concept of mainframes were huge machines. Okay, as soon as mainframes came into picture, network came into picture. Okay, so when I talk about mainframe, I'm talking about maybe a machine which might be 4 floor big, this big. Okay, today the sizes have reduced. Okay, the coding we had to do inside those boxes, and they were in terms of your vacuum tubes and everything, no resistors or anything, so the sizes were big. That is the reason the sizes were big. Okay, then 20 years down the line, we had an era of mini computers, so the size of the computers became small. That is what we are trying to put forward, nothing beyond that. Okay, now it does not mean that mainframes have ceased to exist. Mainframes अभी नहीं हैं, ऐसा statement नहीं है. Mainframes अभी भी हैं, but now they are used as a special purpose devices. So our supercomputer that we have in India, that is our mainframe. Okay, what is the name of that supercomputer? इंडिया के सुपर कंप्यूटर का नाम क्या है? सीडेक ने बनाया हुआ है. सीडेक इज पार्ट ऑफ इट. किसी को नहीं पता? द नेम ऑफ इंडियन सुपर कंप्यूटर इज परम, एंड परम हैज डिफरेंट वर्जन्स. ओके, इंडिया हैज अ सुपर कंप्यूटर itself which is named as Param. Okay, Param, I don't remember the exact number as of now, but there was Param 2000, 2005 and so on. It has been evolving from a lot of places, and today the government is sharing Param with educational institutes. So what they are doing is they are giving a portion of it. When I say portion, I'm talking about say, if you remember, we have multiple CPUs in our systems, isn't it? The same way, what they have done is they have created clusters of that particular machine. So the main machine is located in Pune, then we have machine in Bangalore, Mumbai and other places. They are all connected, and any processing that needs to be done, they can be combined. Okay, ISRO, majority of the time, our scientific organization that we have, it uses Param as a backbone for processing. Okay, our weather telecast that is happening in India, that is using Param for complex calculations. Okay, DRDO, all our scientific entities, they are using Param for scientific calculations. Okay, but now in current context, they have started distributing supercomputers to organizations also, educational organizations. Okay, then came an era of personal computers. So personal computers generally was an idea wherein we could carry them around. Okay, and then in 1990, now see, when I said mainframe, along with mainframe came the era of networking. Okay, but in this particular case, what happened was we had a executable to be installed on every machine that I have to access the service. Okay, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? अभी का सिनेरियो है वो क्लाइंट सर्वर सिनेरियो है, बट विद अ डिफरेंस, एंड दैट डिफरेंस इज दैट आई मे नॉट नीड टू इंस्टॉल अ स्पेसिफिक एप्लीकेशन. मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया था, क्लाइंट कैन बी ऑफ 2 टाइप्स, स्पेसिफिक एंड जेनरिक. ब्राउजर इज अ जेनरिक क्लाइंट. तो जिस भी मशीन में ब्राउजर है, उस मशीन में मैं कोई भी सर्विस, क्लाइंट सर्वर बेस्ड सर्विस एक्सेस कर सकता हूँ. फेसबुक अगर मुझे मेरे व्हाट्सएप मोबाइल पे एक्सेस करना है, तो मुझे फेसबुक ऐप की जरूरत नहीं है. ओके, मुझे जीमेल ऐप की जरूरत नहीं है. तो जो पहला इरा था वो ये वाला इरा था ऑफ क्लाइंट सर्वर. क्या? यू हैड अ स्पेसिफिक क्लाइंट, सो एग्जीक्यूटेबल बोलते हैं उसको, इन जनरल एग्जीक्यूटेबल बोलेंगे. तो जिस मशीन को मुझे नेटवर्क से या क्लाइंट सर्वर से कनेक्ट करना है, उस मशीन पे there was a mandatory requirement of this EXE. Otherwise, I will not be able to connect. Say for example, हमारे लैब में 60 मशीन्स हैं, ओके, तो अगर पहले 10 मशीन ही सिर्फ सर्वर को एक्सेस कर सके, ऐसा मुझे चाहिए था, तो मुझे उन 10 मशीन पे वो EXE जाके डालनी पड़ती थी इंडिविजुअली, ओके। तो पहले 10 मशीन कनेक्टेड रहेंगे, बाकी के 50 मशीन कनेक्टेड नहीं रहेंगे. With the era of 1990 client server, what happened was that you got a generic clients. That is our era of web. Okay. Now, actually, when I'm saying era of web, I'm not saying era of internet. Why? Because browsers became popular in 1995 in India. इंडिया में इंटरनेट 1995 में आया. 15th August 1995 was the first day on which internet started in India. Before that, India did not have internet. Now, if you look at the timeline, most of these timelines are defined with respect to US. Okay, because majority of the research work with respect to computing happened in US. तो www टीम बर्नर्स-ली ने जब बनाया वो भी उसमें वो इट वाज द यूएस यूनिवर्सिटी. ओके, व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट द फर्स्ट ब्राउजर दैट वाज आल्सो अ यूएस यूनिवर्सिटी. सो दैट इज द व्हाई द टाइमलाइन इज दिस. अदरवाइज इफ यू लुक फ्रॉम इंडियन कंटेक्स्ट, ओके, 1995 was the era when internet became available to general public. Before that, internet was not available. Networks were created in India also, but they were private networks. They were physically connected from one place to another. Okay, and with this era of 1995, total things changed. This is so. If you have to consider beginning of cloud computing, this is the point in terms of beginning of cloud computing. Sorry, this is the term. This is the point where the cloud computing actually started, okay, or the concepts actually grew. Okay, this, that is starting from 2000 when mobiles became available in the market. Okay, we came into era of something that was known as mobile computing. Okay, we are saying mobile computing. Now see, if you look from this angle, PCs जब मेरे पास आए, पर्सनल कंप्यूटर्स जब मेरे पास आए, और उस PC का एक कैटेगरी हमारा लैपटॉप भी है, तो लैपटॉप became movable, so I can do computing on mobile when I was moving. Yes, but for that I required network, and in that time networks were not easily available. So when we say mobile computing, we are talking about an era wherein I had internet and my mobile devices. Now I'm saying mobile devices, not cellular phones or mobile phones. Any mobile device which I am carrying, it was capable of connecting to those internet on the fly. On the fly means यहाँ 4th floor पे भी कनेक्ट हो सक रहा हूँ, बाहर गार्डन में भी हो सक रहा हूँ, ट्रेन में बैठा हूं तो वहां पे भी कनेक्ट हो सक रहा हूं. एंड आई वाज एबल टू नाउ स्टार्ट यूजिंग कंप्यूटिंग और परफॉर्म कंप्यूटिंग. सो दैट इज द इरा ऑफ मोबाइल कंप्यूटिंग. ओके, एंड 2008 is the era when actually cloud became most popular, or it started becoming popular. Okay, so if you look at this history again in a different manner, in 1950s the idea of mainframe came into picture. Similar, I am mapping it to the previous one. Okay, it became matured in around 1960s. Okay, so you can see 1969 ARPANET was developed, the first network that was actually connected. Okay, in 1970s, now you'll be surprised, virtualization came first and then came internet. Okay, so virtualization is not today's software entity or something. It is very, very old. Okay, from 70s to today, 40 years almost. Yes, or 50 years almost plus. because 70 plus 30 plus 20, so that is 50 years. So virtualization has been there for almost 50 years. And actually virtualization in terms of software programming or software paradigm has grown like anything today. And that is the reason we are able to get benefit of it in terms of cloud computing. Okay. Then you can see here 1997 was the time when cloud computing was defined by Professor Ramnath Chelappa. He was the person who defined the term cloud computing. Okay. Now he was again a professor in a US university. Sorry. He's a professor in a US university. Okay, who defined. Now see, if you look from an angle of how these terms were coined or how these terms are defined, majority of them have been defined by researchers or professors who have been working on a particular theme, जो किसी चीज पे काम कर रहे थे और उन्होंने उसको एक कॉइन कर दिया टर्म. फॉर एग्जांपल IoT जो भी टर्म है, ओके, वो टर्म इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स ऐसे ही नहीं आया. Some researcher was working, his name was Kevin, and he then coined this term कि इसको हम इस तरह की सिनेरियो को हम अभी इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स बोलते हैं. So when first instance of this word appeared in research papers in general, academic research papers, okay, they became used in the community. Okay. So in 1999, Salesforce, if you have heard about the name of the company, anybody? No, none. किसी ने नहीं सुना यहाँ पे बैठे? Okay. Online students, anybody? No, Narari is saying no. Okay. Bruville has heard. Okay, fine. Okay. So Salesforce is one of the pioneers of client server softwares in terms of cloud computing, and their main product is CRM, customer relationship management software. Okay. So Salesforce, we have Salesforce offices in Ahmedabad also. We have our students also working over there. They work on their own proprietary language, which is similar to Java, okay, for development of this technology. So Salesforce was the main initiator in terms of client server and cloud combined. Okay, and if you can see the timeline again, 1999. So now if I look at it today, almost 30 years. So it has grown like anything. It is one of the biggest share market holder in terms of CRM softwares. Okay, right? So that was the pioneer. And then in 2006, Amazon came into market with products like Elastic Compute Cloud, that is EC2, Simple Storage Services S3, and so on. Okay. Now see, we have not mentioned Google over here. Google actually is a very, very late mover, but it is one of the biggest beneficiary. Okay. Now this is a classic case study to understand. I'm saying why? I'm saying it's a classic case study to understand. In management, there is a term which is called first mover. Okay. What does that mean, first mover? The one who invented. May not be the one who invented, but the one who started using it first. Okay. For example, if I talk in terms of cellular networks, 4G, Airtel, then it was adopted by others. 5G is going to come. Okay. Now, in technology, first movers have both advantage and disadvantage. Advantage in terms of market share, initial market share. Okay. But disadvantage in terms of technical know-how. I'm saying disadvantage in terms of technical know-how. I'll give our example. At GLS, we started converting our Windows machines to Ubuntu 10 years back. So we are using Ubuntu from version 10.0 almost, and today it is 20. Other context is 20 point something. Okay, that time Windows was very popular. Okay, but if I look from an angle of cost, and if I go for 100% licenses, then Windows operating system cost is not less than 6,000 rupees. Okay, Windows Office that you are using, if I go for license, it is additional 3,000, 4,000 rupees. Any IDE that you use on that, Visual Studio for example, that also costs you. Any additional compilers that you use, that also costs you. So if I take bare minimum software cost for my machine was 20,000 per machine. Okay, I'm saying 20,000 per machine for only software. Forget about the hardware. And this was not perpetual. Perpetual का मतलब क्या? एक बार खर्चा कर दिया फिर बाद में नहीं देना, ऐसा नहीं. जैसे ही ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम चेंज हुआ, we started with operating system 95, Windows 95. Okay, then 2000, 2005, 2007, 2008, 2010 and so on, isn't it? तो जितनी बार आप ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम बदलोगे उतनी बार आपको एडिशनल कॉस्ट पे करना है. और ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम बदला मतलब आपका जो पुराना वर्जन था ऑफिस का वो भी बदल गया मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द टाइम, तो उसका भी कॉस्ट पे करना है. ओके, एंड सो ऑन. सो दिस हेडेक, we thought that we are not able to experiment, we are not able to do anything. So why not, the dean at that time and I discussed, why not change it, because open source, we are technical students or technical entities, so why not convert to open source. In Ahmedabad there was no one who can guide us at that time. Okay, so we took the challenge, we said let us see what we can do. 15 days converted everything from Windows to Ubuntu. Not easy because that time अभी का Ubuntu installation बहुत easy है. 10 years down the line Ubuntu installation was a headache. Unless and until you know technically sound how it is working, you would not be able to do. अभी तो it is click click click. Okay, we did it. Then we started facing problems. Okay, the first problem came from my faculties, not students. The reason, they were not accustomed with it. So my first training had to be for the faculties and not the students. Everybody was using Windows. They were well accustomed with Windows. When they studied, they were using Windows. When they taught for 5 to 10 years, they had been using Windows. Now suddenly I am asking them to shift from Windows to something else. Okay. So naturally users always will have some resistance. Okay, and then gradually they started accepting it. Still there are certain faculties who have not accepted it, they are not comfortable, they are not ready to change. Okay, but this gave us benefit in the market from the students point of view. Okay, why? We face problems but now we are able to solve them very easily. Anything that comes we are able to solve. Okay, I will not say we are still 100% perfect in that, because open source anytime you can get some issues, but still we are able to manage everything, we don't have any issues. Okay, now there was one question. Yeah, because it is open source, Dhruv, definitely. Okay, so now, and open source gives you updates also faster. Okay, our benefit was, as I mentioned, my students were accepted into industry very fast. Why? Because during that time industry had also started moving from Microsoft as a platform to Ubuntu, because जो कॉस्ट मुझे आ रही थी एजुकेशन में उससे 3 गुना ज्यादा उनको डेवलपमेंट में आ रही थी. फॉर कमर्शियल एस्पेक्ट्स देयर कॉस्ट वाज टू मच हायर. ओके, सो पीपल हैड स्टार्टेड लुकिंग फॉर अपॉर्चुनिटीज कि भाई दूसरा अपॉर्चुनिटी है हमारे पास. एज ऑफ टुडे 95% of world servers on internet are on Linux. Okay, and 80% of organizations are using Linux as their backbone in terms of development. And talking about today's context, okay, India, US, Europe, whatever you want to say, across globe, not only Indian context. the benefit that we got was students already had Ubuntu machines, Windows machines at home. So they were aware with it. They came to know about Linux. So they were now capable of working on 2 operating systems. So as soon as they went to organizations and they said that okay, Ubuntu we don't have any problem. So the industry को क्या करना पड़ रहा था पहले? They had to give training to the employees to work on Ubuntu. Our students did not require that training because they already were well versed. So that gave us a very good reputation in the industry in those days, and our recruitments actually jumped. Okay, students from GLS are available knowing. See, I am saying only knowing Ubuntu operating system. I am not talking about fundamentals of programming or the computer subjects. Know-how of operating system gave them this edge. Okay, so this is what I am saying. But the technical difficulties, हमको कुछ पता नहीं था कैसी चीज कैसे होती है, और technology is this is one of the biggest problem. Now, first movers, as I meant, we got advantage. But then as this advantage became known to people, they also started adopting. And by the time that happened, there were consultants available in the market who could guide you. Okay, so their transition, which we took for almost 1 year to settle down, their transition happened in only 1 month. Okay, why this thing happens? Because आपकी गलतियों से कोई और सीखा हुआ है, and is not making those mistakes. So computing or technological aspect, this is very important aspect. Okay, and that is why first movers always, they do definitely gain, but that advantage does not stay with them for a longer period of time. Okay, if I take an example of Amazon, that is the reason I said Google का नाम यहाँ पे नहीं है अभी. क्यों? क्योंकि उस समय it was Salesforce and Amazon who were the pioneers. But if I look today, Google is one of the biggest pioneers in terms of offering free services as well as paid services. It is competing with them like anything. Okay, and there are other players also into the market. So we don't have to. If you look at last year's service segment in terms of amount, okay, this is the amount. $266 billion. उसको रुपीज से मल्टीप्लाई कर दो 70, अगर इंडियन कंटेक्स्ट में लाना है तो. Okay, so every year this amount is growing by almost 10 to 20%. Okay, because services are now becoming provided on cloud. Okay, so you can imagine the importance of cloud in terms of industry. Even if you go today, आपको वर्क फ्रॉम होम दे रहे हैं. वर्क फ्रॉम होम देने के पीछे क्या है? क्लाउड्स. यस, आपके पास बैंडविड्थ है. इफ यू कैन यूज VPNs, you can now work from home. ओके, US Amazon में काम कर रहे हो लेकिन बैठे हो अहमदाबाद में. ओके, so today things have changed. So we were saying that globalization. This is a classic example of our globalization. Someone sitting in Ahmedabad is working for US. Okay, and previously you had to go. आज से see, work from home is not a new scenario in IT. Okay, pandemic से पहले भी work from home IT में होता था. Our industry, it was there. Pandemic made it necessity. Okay, pandemic ने क्या कर दिया कि उसको compulsory कर दिया कि नहीं अब तो work from home करना ही पड़ेगा. But IT industry had been having employees who were working from home from past 10 years. Okay, it is not that it is today's context, but वो सबको मिलता नहीं था. Only selected few who are very good, who are assumed to be having good character, who are assumed to be trustworthy, they were given these options. Not all. Okay, so this is how the cloud has actually grown from ARPANET to our today's context. Okay, now okay, any questions online, students? Fine. So we are not having anything technical as of now. So let us have a look at characteristics of cloud computing. Okay. So first important characteristics that we talk about is resource pooling. So just have an elaborated thought on this term resource pooling. क्या मतलब है resource pooling का? Resource share हो सकता है. Okay. Do we do resource pooling at times in our machines? वो बोल रहे हैं रिसोर्स शेयर हो सकता है. चलो पहले तो डिस्कस करें व्हाट इज रिसोर्स. व्हाट इज दैट इज वेरी करेक्ट. रिसोर्स शेयर हो सकता है. व्हाट इज रिसोर्स? व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय दिस टर्म रिसोर्स? ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट्स आल्सो, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय दिस टर्म रिसोर्स? क्या है रिसोर्स है क्या? इज दिस माउस अ रिसोर्स? नो. Yes or no? Yes. Why you are saying this is a resource? Without that I can do. I can use touchpad. If my touchpad is not working, I will require this. Perfect. Yes. Source of supply, data and information, that is resource. No, we are not talking about them as a resource. Okay. Data and information, both of them also are considered as resource. Okay. Any entity connected with what work I am doing is a resource. Nishta is saying that. Okay. Not exactly. Okay. For this computer, or for this particular laptop, screen is a resource. Camera is a resource. Speaker is a resource. RAM is a resource. Motherboard is a resource. Okay. Hard disk is a resource. Fine. In this particular case, so any hardware, now I'm giving a very simple definition of resource. Any hardware or any software that we use, that will become a resource. Hardware can be an individual entity. I'm saying individual entity, RAM, hard disk, camera, individual entity, or a combination computer. Okay, these are resources. Fine. So now what do you mean by resource pooling? Have you ever added a pen drive on your laptop? Yes. Have you ever added a external disk? Yes. What is the purpose of adding these devices into this machine? इस machine पे मुझे उसको क्यों ऐड करना है? To transfer data. In this case, what I am doing is I am taking a backup from my machine. I am putting it onto my external drives, or my machine I am putting onto my pen drives, because I want to take it from one place to another. Is this a classic example of resource pooling? There was one option wherein I could have taken this laptop wherever I wanted to take that data. But instead of that, what I am doing? Transferring that data into an external hard disk or a pen drive and then taking it over there. Okay. Simple example of resource pooling. But with computing, that is cloud computing, this varies. This example varies. And that example varies in terms of, I will not be adding these devices manually. They need to be there. I'm saying they need to be there. So when I say they need to be there, कभी ना कभी तो मुझे उसको manually add करना compulsory है. उसके बिना चलने वाला नहीं है. Okay. But now, assuming that my data, or I want to do a backup over here, what I will do is I will not store that backup in this machine. I will take this data, write maybe a program and transfer it to another machine. So sync of your mobile phones is a classic example of resource pooling. Why resource pooling? आपका फोटो जो आपके हार्ड डिस्क में था उसका क्या कर रहे हो आप, वहां पे डंप कर रहे हो। तो आप 2 हार्ड डिस्क का यूज कर रहे हो ना, 2 स्पेस स्टोरेज स्पेस का यूज कर रहे हो, एक आपका और एक जो जीमेल का सर्वर है या जो जिस भी एंटिटी पे आप कर रहे हो उसका। ओके, सो रिसोर्स पूलिंग इज बेसिकली एन एग्जांपल ऑफ कंबाइनिंग मल्टीपल थिंग्स and making it a single entity. Now see, I'm using a word single entity so that its capacity can increase. So that its capacity can increase. ये जो मैंने एग्जांपल लिया उसमें कैपेसिटी इंक्रीज हुआ। अभी मैंने जो एग्जांपल लिया सिंकिंग का उसमें कैपेसिटी इंक्रीज हुआ नहीं हुआ, मना कर रहे हैं। हुआ, कैसे हुआ? अब मेरे पास कितनी कॉपीज हैं उस फोटो की? 2, एक मेरे मशीन पे है और एक ऊपर है। तो अगर मेरे मशीन पे 2 GB का डेटा था तो ऊपर भी एडिशनल 2 GB डेटा मेरे पास आया ना। तो मेरे पास कितना डेटा था? 2 GB का, या 2 GB की स्पेस थी। अब मेरे पास कितने GB की स्पेस है? 4 GB। हैव आई इंक्रीज द कैपेसिटी? 2 की जगह पे 4। ओके, बट मे नॉट बी यूजिंग माई मशीन। Yeah, Nishta is asking, transferring or sharing photos from Google Drive to anyone else's can count as resource pooling. Okay, can the class answer? Nishta is having a question. She is saying transferring or sharing photos from Google Drive to anyone else's, can it be considered as resource pooling? Why? Okay.
गूगल के बहुत सारे सर्वर हैं, तो उसका अकाउंट किसी और सर्वर पे स्टोर है, किसी उसका किसी और जगह एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जा रहा है।
उसका क्वेश्चन थोड़ा अलग है। उसका क्वेश्चन ये है कि ट्रांसफरिंग और शेयरिंग फोटोज फ्रॉम गूगल ड्राइव टू एनीवन एल्स, नॉट मी। तो मैं क्या बताना चाह रहा हूं, मैंने जो एग्जांपल दिया उसमें सेंटर में कौन था? मैं अपने लिए डेटा बढ़ाने की कोशिश कर रहा था या जगह बढ़ाने की कोशिश कर रहा था। अगर मैं मेरे फोटोज साहिल को दे दूं तो मैं रिसोर्स पूलिंग नहीं कर रहा हूं ना उस समय। क्यों? इन दिस केस आई एम शेयरिंग, आई एम एक्सचेंजिंग। तो रिसोर्स पूलिंग का जो कंसेप्ट है वो किसके लिए एप्लीकेबल होता है? एन इंडिविजुअल। दैट इंडिविजुअल माइट बी अ पर्सन और माइट बी एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। मेरे पास 10 मशीन है, अलग अलग पड़े हुए हैं, इंडिविजुअली काम हो रहा है। ओके, इंडिविजुअली काम हो रहा है, दे आर नॉट कनेक्टेड। And then suddenly what I do? I connect all 10 of them. जब इंडिविजुअली काम हो रहा है तो मेरे पास रिसोर्स है, लेकिन जैसे ही मैंने उसको कनेक्ट किया, आई क्रिएटेड अ पूल ऑफ रिसोर्स। आई क्रिएटेड अ पूल ऑफ रिसोर्स। पूल मतलब ग्रुप। ओके, एंड नाउ जो बंदा पहले वाले मशीन पे काम कर रहा है उसको अगर मैं परमिशन दूं तो वही बंदा 10वें मशीन पे डेटा स्टोर कर सकता है ना। यस, हमको एक मशीन का प्रोसेसर यूज करना है, उसकी जगह हम 10 मशीन का प्रोसेसर यूज कर सकते हैं ना। तो हमने क्या किया? बाय कंबाइनिंग देम एंड रिसोर्स। नाउ इफ यू ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द कांसेप्ट ऑफ रिसोर्स पूलिंग, इट इज नथिंग बट नेटवर्किंग। रिसोर्स पूलिंग डज नॉट मीन एनीथिंग बट networking. You try to keep on adding entities in such a manner that your capacity increases. Are we clear? Okay, so this is the first characteristic. Second character, okay, what is the time? We have 10 minutes. Dhruvil and Utsav. Okay, Jamin said that it is resource pooling. Jamin, I have denied that it will not be considered as resource pooling because two different entities were involved. Okay. Same, we are making a copy of data to someone else's machine, so it is same. It has two storages. Dhruv, again similar answer to what I have given. Okay. Fine. Then we have measured service. When we say measured service, we are talking about metering. Metering मतलब go as you pay. Very good. आप लोगों ने कितने लोगों ने इंटरनेट के डेली प्लान्स लिए हुए हैं? डेली प्लान्स किस तरह से मिलते हैं हमको? विद लिमिट 1 GB डेटा, 4 GB डेटा, 10 GB डेटा, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन व्हाट यू आर पेइंग. यस, तो ये 1 GB खत्म हो गया, ऐसा कैसे पता चलता है? Now this also I have always been saying, जब भी मेरे पास इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी वाला आता है तो मैं उससे झगड़ता हूँ. मैं उसको बोलता हूँ कि माई फंडामेंटल ऑफ डाउनलोड इज, जो चीज मेरी मशीन पे आएगी, जो चीज मेरी मशीन से जाएगी, दैट इज नॉट डाउनलोड. यस, लेकिन रिक्वेस्ट दैट यू सेंड इज कंसिडर्ड एज पार्ट ऑफ योर जीबीज. इट इज कंसिडर्ड एज पार्ट ऑफ योर जीबीज, इजंट इट? अदरवाइज फंडामेंटल क्या है? डाउनलोड का मतलब क्या? जो मेरे मशीन पे आएगा. यस, अब रिक्वेस्ट वेब पेज मेरे मशीन पे आया, मेरे मशीन पे दिख रहा है, मेरे मशीन पे आया तो नहीं ना, मैं सेव तो नहीं कर रहा हूँ ना उसको, बट स्टिल वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस फंडामेंटल. ओके, सो व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट दिस पर्टिकुलर एंटिटी measured service, we are talking about metering. And what do we meter? जैसे मैंने एक एग्जांपल अभी आपको दिया, you are metering the usage of GBs. ओके, आपके पूरे सिस्टम पे आपने फेसबुक एक्सेस किया, आपने यूट्यूब एक्सेस किया, आपने जीमेल एक्सेस किया, व्हाट्सएप एक्सेस किया, जो भी एक्सेस किया, बट उसका कंबाइंड एंटिटी कितना होना चाहिए? 1 GB. तो देयर हैज टू बी सम मीटरिंग सॉफ्टवेयर. ओके, इन अवर केस हम मीटरिंग कैसे कर पाते हैं? क्योंकि हमको पता है कि व्हेन वी डू ट्रांजैक्शंस और व्हेन वी सेंड एंड रिसीव डेटा, बाइट्स आर बीइंग ट्रांसफर्ड फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर. सो वी सिंपली हैव टू मेजर द बाइट्स कि टोटल कितने बाइट्स गए और कितने बाइट्स आए. आई विल बी एबल टू जनरेट. नाउ हु एक्चुअली डज दिस? ये कहाँ पे हो रहा है? आपके सिस्टम पे नहीं, तो आपका प्रोवाइडर करता है ना. जो भी आपका प्रोवाइडर है, आपका एयरटेल प्रोवाइडर तो एयरटेल करेगा, वी है तो वी करेगा, रिलायंस है तो रिलायंस वाला करेगा. एंड दैट इज वेयर द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ आईएसपी कम्स इनटू पिक्चर. हमने बोला कि आई हैव ऑलरेडी मेंशन्ड दिस स्टेटमेंट दैट इन ऑन इंटरनेट, ओके, Jamin has given the answer ISP. On internet there will be at least 3 logs of whatever you do, of the request that you send and what you have transferred from some. वो 3 logs कहाँ पे है? सबसे पहला तो मेरे मशीन पे, तो माई मशीन इज केपेबल ऑफ कंप्यूटिंग और मीटरिंग. दूसरा ISP विच इज ऑल्सो कंप्यूटिंग, केपेबल ऑफ कंप्यूटिंग. और तीसरा उसके बाद जहाँ भी डेस्टिनेशन है वो, मिनिमम 3 तो है ही, उसके बीच में कितने भी और हो सकते हैं. ओके, so metering can done at 3 places, but generally metering would be done at the ISP, the service provider. Okay, so that is another example of cloud compute in terms of measured service characteristics. Now within this I may also measure the hardware resource, I may also measure the hard disk space, I may also measure the RAM utilization, कि आप अभी कितना RAM utilize कर रहे हो. So again, when we say metered service, we are talking about metering almost, or measured service, we are talking about metering almost all resource. So any resource that we are having, that should be, we are capable of metering it. Okay, Mechanisms for metering might be different. Okay. Then broad network access. We'll stop at this today. Broad network access. Now, when we say broad network access, okay, I had mentioned in the last session that we have different types of network. Yes. जहाँ पे मैंने कहा कि लोकेशन की बेस पे हम उसको लैन वैन बोलते हैं, मीडियम की बेस पे हम उसको वायर्ड और वायरलेस बोलते हैं. ओके. देन आई हैड मेंशन इन द लास्ट सेशन टेक्नोलॉजी. फाइबर ऑप्टिक्स यूज कर रहा है, अलग टाइप का नेटवर्क. नॉर्मल केबल यूज कर रहा है, कैट 5 अलग टाइप का नेटवर्क हो गया. वाईफाई यूज कर रहा है, अलग टाइप का नेटवर्क हो गया. ब्लूटूथ यूज कर रहा है, अलग टाइप का नेटवर्क हो गया. एनएफसी यूज कर रहा है, अलग टाइप का नेटवर्क हो गया. ओके. सैटेलाइट यूज कर रहा है, अलग टाइप का नेटवर्क हो गया. सेल्यूलर टेक्नोलॉजी यूज कर रहा है, अलग टाइप का नेटवर्क हो गया. एंड ऑल दिस थिंग्स दैट आई टॉक्ड अबाउट, they are known as protocols. They are known as protocols. So the standard, because now protocol is nothing but a standard, it defines कि डेटा किस फॉर्म में जाने वाला है. ओके. अगर आपको याद है तो मैंने एक फिगर बनाया था जिसमें डेटा मल्टी हॉप कर रहे थे, और उसमें मैंने बताया था कि एक नेटवर्क मेरा फाइबर ऑप्टिक्स का है और दूसरा नेटवर्क किसी और टेक्नोलॉजी का है, तो बीच वाले मशीन को, राउटर को क्या करना पड़ता है? चेंज करना पड़ता है डेटा फॉर्मेट. ओके. डेटा का फॉर्मेट चेंज करना पड़ता है. ब्रॉड नेटवर्क एक्सेस बेसिकली मींस this, that cloud computing should be capable of supporting multiple types of network, multiple locations, multiple technologies, and all these things. Okay, so this is the required characteristics of cloud computing. So we stop at this. Any questions? Other three we'll be looking at in the next session. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Online students. Yeah. नहीं, उसमें डेटा लॉस नहीं होता है, क्योंकि फॉर्मेट्स जो भी डिफाइंड होते हैं उसके अंदर डेटा का पोर्शन और हेडर का पोर्शन अलग होता है. हमेशा जो भी प्रोटोकॉल्स डिफाइंड है ना, उसमें दो मेजर पार्ट्स है. एक पार्ट हेडर है और एक पार्ट डेटा का है. तो डेटा कभी भी सीधा लेके डंप ही किया जाता है, क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली सी यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड, फॉर्मेट का मतलब ये हुआ कि कैपेसिटी होती है कभी कभी. ओके. इफ आई टॉक अबाउट फाइबर ऑप्टिक्स, इट हैज हायर कैपेसिटी ऑफ ट्रांसफरिंग डेटा. If I talk about maybe Cat 5 compared to fiber optics, it might be having a lesser capacity. Okay, so in this particular case, जो change करना होता है वो ये करना होता है कि हमको chunks करने पड़ सकते हैं डेटा के. तो डेटा का भी लॉस जनरली नहीं होता है. Majority of the time it does not get lost. I'm saying majority of the time, not mandatory कि वो लॉस नहीं होगा. इसलिए हमने एक वर्ड यूज किया था, बेस्ट एफर्ट डिलीवरी. तो वो लॉस इसकी वजह से हो सकता है कि उसके जो हॉप्स लेने थे, जितने लेने थे उतने उसके खत्म हो गए, लेकिन फिर भी अभी वो डेस्टिनेशन तक पहुंचा नहीं है. तो इन दैट केस डेटा लॉस माइट हैपन. ओके, बट नॉट एट द टाइम ऑफ चेंजिंग. एट द टाइम ऑफ चेंजिंग इट इज समथिंग वेरी सिंपल कि एक ट्रक आ रहा है मेरे पास जिसमें 100 टन का सामान पड़ा हुआ है. वो एक टनल पे से जाए और वो जा नहीं सकता है, तो वहां पे मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? जो उस टनल के नीचे से गाड़ी जा सकती है उसमें डालना पड़ेगा. लेकिन जो 100 टन का सामान मेरे पास पड़ा है वो तो वैसे ही बैक बॉक्सेस में है, तो मैं सिर्फ वो बॉक्सेस वहां पे जाके ट्रांसफर कर देता हूँ. ओके. मैनुअल में तो तुम जो बोल रहे हो वो पॉसिबल है कि भाई वो एक बॉक्स निकाल दिया किसी ने. इन टर्म्स ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी दैट इज नॉट, क्योंकि वो प्रोग्रामिंग पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है कि इतना डेटा था, इतना चंक करके मुझे उसमें ट्रांसफर करना है. एक मिनट. If online students do not have any questions, you may leave. I am stopping the session. Yeah.